Halliwell. What's it going to be like playing in front of a four-figure crowd in Leeds at an arena? It's going to be something a bit special, isn't it?
Yeah. As soon as rumours started circulating, or sort of got a question about it being in the First Direct Arena, my ears sort of perked up straight away. It's where I'm from. I'm a Leeds lad, proud, and to be able to represent my country and captain my country in my home city is something very special, and I don't think it's real, to be honest. It's quite surreal, and it's going to be very special having all my family and friends in there, and especially having my cousin Josh on the team as well. It's sort of a very family affair, and no doubt when that national anthem comes on, you'll see tears streaming from my eyes, because it's a very, very special moment to me, and it'll be something that I remember for the rest of my life, and just probably tell the future kids and grandkids of all about when I'll captain my country in my home city. So yeah, very special.
It shows how far the game sports come, isn't it? So it's only a few years since you were playing in sports centres in front of virtually nobody.
Not even that, we used to play in car parks. There were a photo from the camp we just had of Wayne Bowman being a pioneer and playing in a car park, and sort of shows of how far we've come in the time that we have. And yeah, it's something to be very proud of, but I don't think we need to stop here. We need to keep on going and striving for greatness, and yeah, it doesn't stop here. We keep on moving and continue growing the sport to a whole new level, and yeah, this is just a start for us.
This is a chance to showcase the sport, isn't it? The two best teams in the world going head to head.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't want to throw shots at the other two teams, but this is number 1 versus 2 in the world, with a World Cup winning versus the runners up. I don't think you got that with England Tonga and England Wales that you're going to get. This is 1v2. This is going to be a full-on war out there, and it's going to be an excellent game to watch, and it's going to be fast, ferocious. The skill on board is just amazing, and yeah, France are a great side with great players and great staff behind them, and with a different philosophy of what we believe in and what different style of play, but still works for them, and our side works for us. It's all a matter of going out there and putting out there to show, and hopefully we get the win out there.
Is it a bit of a grudge match after the World Cup and what obviously the well publicised comments from the French camp?
We just do what we do. We focus on us. We allow them to do what they want to do, and they can have their opinions, we can have ours, and yeah, we just focus on us and focus on what we do best, and that's going out there and playing with the Rivalry.
How much have you noticed your kind of recognisability grow in the last 12 months? Walking around Leeds City.
I don't really know, it sounds a bit big-headed when I say that, but yeah, sometimes when you're walking around, I remember after the World Cup, I went to do, I think it was like a Monday or Tuesday, I went to go to the shops with my nana, and I was walking around the local co-op, and I heard whispers, and I thought I heard my name, and I was like, someone just say my name there? And then towards the end, we were going outside, and someone went, oh, Tom, can I have a picture? I thought, yeah, they were saying my name there, I wasn't going crazy, but yeah, some people ask me for photos and stuff like that. It's quite good, and it's quite nice to know that the sport's reached a level where people are getting known for the sport and what they do. And yeah, I think little Nathan Collins gets it all the time. We were at St George's Park at the weekend, and he were in a lift, and he had 3 people. He were in a lift on his own after training, and 3 people asked for a photo, and we all those players were like, nah, no way, it didn't happen. And we were sat down in the lobby afterwards, and they went, oh, thanks for the photo, Willie, and we were like, oh wow, well done, Nathan. But no, it's crazy of where the sport's gone and how far people are recognising people, and yeah, it's great to see, and it's great to be involved and be a part of the growth of the sport.
Yeah. And Tom, recognition for yourself, shortlisted for Coach of the Year, High Performance Coach of the Year. How much of an honour does that give?
Yeah, massive honour. Not something I expected, and to be shortlisted alongside the netball women's head coach and the triathlon coach, just I think it's testament to the platform that the sport's getting to now, alongside Olympic sports and netball, which is a fantastic game that's gone on a similar journey to us, really, in a different way. I think we're exactly where we belong based on the energy and the effort that the players put in, and how committed we are as a whole community to bringing people into what we think's the best game in the world.
Yeah, And the week, well, not the week, but the last few days you've had at St George's, but what's that been like? What have you got from that?
Outstanding. Yeah, I think we've taken loads of inspiration from the way that, like, for me personally, Gareth Southgate's turned around what was a tricky England team to one that I think the nation's proud of now. We looked at the Lionesses last year when we were getting ready for the World Cup, and their Euros, catapult that they went through was excellent, and the way it galvanised the country was brilliant, and we wanted just to go on a little journey like that on our own. And we were rubbing shoulders with them at the weekend, so it was a nice full circle moment for us. But the facilities are world class, as good as we've ever experienced. And the people are what make the place, and the staff that supported us there. You can see why that England football team, whether it's men's, women's or para and the wider teams, perform as well as they do. They virtually win anything they partake in at youth and academy level, and that's, I'm sure, in a huge part because of what happens down at St George's Park.
So for both of you, do you think the game has built on the success or the momentum it developed this time last year?
I think from a playing point of view, yeah. Well, I think we've seen probably the best domestic season we've ever had as a sport, and the participation numbers have increased dramatically. And I don't know the correct numbers itself, but I know for a fact that all the Super League clubs have almost tripled the numbers that they had from the year before. And I think seeing the players like myself, Rob Hawkins, James Simpson be invited to go down to Wimbledon on centre court in the Royal Box, I think that's very special. And the honours that we've received as OBEs and MBEs and what we've got, I think it goes to show of how much the sport's been put out there. And if you would have asked me a couple of years ago where the sport would be in 2023, I wouldn't have believed you at all. I would have laughed in your face probably. But being here and being in this room, I think it's something very special. And the fact that we can get chances to do this is very good for the sport. And just more and more and striving for better. And there's no sort of limits for this sport. I feel like we can reach for the top and be a mainstream sport, and I don't see why we can't.
I think you can gauge it by the people who are jumping on board, whether it's Storyville and BBC. Nobody asked them to do that. They saw how inspiring the story was, and I thought Made of Steel was as good as anything that I could have dreamt up. It was an excellent advert for the game, and we did our part in putting together what was a pretty Hollywood fairy tale ending to that film. But whether it's Her Royal Highness coming up to Hull to engage in wheelchair rugby league and the other inclusive elements of the sport, which we're super proud of. I think rugby league's always made people look and take pictures and steal good ideas, and wheelchair's another part of that.
You mentioned the documentary. Has that ratcheted up that rivalry even more, do you think?
It's not something that we've talked about internally. We're not using it for motivation. We really don't need any extra motivation when we play against France. We've been little brothers to them since 2005. So it's always been the fiercest passion. And I don't know how they sit. I'm not in physical or verbal contact with them, but I think that it's a great scene setter for the people who are coming to watch us and the people who are writing about us this weekend.
Seemed like the Princess of Wales really enjoyed the trip there up to Hull. How did you boys enjoy it in terms of sort of the day and the experience of being with her?
Yeah, it's really special. She is part of an establishment really that is one of the things that makes the UK stand out to the other nations around the world, and the work that they do as a royal family I think is really important, whether it's charitable or outreach. So for them to make carve out a piece of their really busy calendar to spend time with rugby league and to acknowledge that they wanted to engage specifically with wheelchair, I think off the back of the thrilling World Cup final, and following that we were hosted at Hampton Court Palace earlier this year by Her Royal Highness again. So we've obviously made an impression, but I think that there's no bounds to how many people or from what walk of life you can see wheelchair and get excited by it.
What about yourself, Tom? You seem to really enjoy that.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. Well, the day before I collected my OBE, so I met William the day before, so that was a very surreal day in itself. And met him, and we're talking to him and about my story about the wheelchair, and we're going on about the World Cup final, about obviously my try in the last few minutes, and then he said, "Oh yeah, Kate's at an event tomorrow in Hull." So I went, "Oh yeah, I'm there too." So he goes, "Oh, ring her tonight, and I'll tell her to look out for you," which I just thought, all right, yeah, he's just saying that to be nice. Turn up the next day, and Kate's there, and she goes, "Oh, Will told me to look out for you. Congratulations and everything." I was just like, this is insane. Like, this is happening to me. I genuinely couldn't believe it at the time. And then you sort of sprung up that I had to teach her to do a conversion, and then I ain't kicked all year for Leeds pretty much. So I'm like, oh, cheers, Tom. Thanks for throwing this one on me. So. Yeah, lined it up, and as soon as I went to go kick it, the ball fell off straight away. So I went, "What a perfect start this is!" And then got it back up, kicked it, and then showed her how to do it. And then normally no one gets it first time as well. So and she got it first time, which was amazing. And yeah, I think it's all down to the coaching that she got. So I think you need to watch out.
Absolutely.
It seems like this country really looks after world champions. Did you have an inkling before that all this would follow? There'd be MBEs, OBEs, meeting royalty. Like, did you kind of think that's what might be in our future if we win this, or has it all been a surprise to you?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. We set a goal out of winning the World Cup and sort of creating a legacy, and what we wanted is more participation, which we've got, and then to get sprung up with these OBEs and Wimbledons and all the things that's happened to us. Like, we were so in awe of being able to go to Sports Personality of the Year and seeing all the other athletes there, and I think we all were just like jaw dropped at the athletes and seeing them. We're all starstruck, and yeah, just to be getting all these is just the cherry on top, really. I mean, we got what we wanted in the World Cup, and the participation numbers. This is just the cherry on top of the cake.
Because the men and the women have got a lot to look forward to if they manage to win a World Cup. Haven't they? You've shown what the perks are, of winning.
Yeah, it's a great point you make, Steve. I think this country does do a really good job of that, and we're in a period of great English and British sporting success, and I'm really proud to be a part of that. The England women's team made the netball final for the first time. I think that the national sporting scene is as good as it's been, certainly in my short lifetime. So we're riding on the crest of a wave. We're trying to stay in the moment, and to answer the start of your question, we didn't really think this far ahead. We were very much focused on winning on the 18th of November last year, so a lot of what's come since then has us been kind of just being in the moment. But since then we've taken stock and we're starting to look ahead now, and we really want to make the most of the platform and the visibility that we have.
Yeah. The first question was about a grudge match, and I was just wondering, are they still trying to change the rules, your opponents this weekend? Do they want the rules changed? Do they want you to be, curtailed in some way?
I think every team is always trying to change the rules to what suits the squad that they've got. Coach has been trying to do that since the dawn of time. But the spectacle that was the World Cup final, and in fact the whole tournament, I think it would be crazy to try and change that significantly, because it was just a beautiful thing. Any pioneering sport, when it's in its kind of embryonic stages, goes through a lot of change, and we're still in that. So it just needs the right amount of thought and care and patience to get it right, so that we do get it right for the people that come after us. One of the things that's really important to us at the minute is being great ancestors for the wheelchair rugby league people and the England team that comes after us. So that's part of that as well. It's getting the sport as good as it can be.
Jack's back tomorrow, is that right? How much do you include him in training? Because he's going to have sleep issues and things like that, isn't he? So
yeah.
How much does he get involved this week?
Well, we've got team run on Saturday, so that'll be the first time Jack gets in a chair with us since the 18th of November. And he's been involved virtually, thanks to the phones and computers. We stay connected, don't we?
Yeah, he was on a call with us at the weekend on the camp, and all the boys are making him feel welcome and ready to go for the weekend coming up. And he's very excited and he's raring to go. And messaging him privately is just so ready, and I think he's hungry and he's ready to go. And I think all of us players are, and yeah, we'll fit him in and make him sure he's ready to go